Hey guys,
Hello.
we are going on our next adventure to buy a kayak, and we're going to take you with us, so maybe that we can help you figure out what kind of kayak you want to get. We are currently heading to Ozark Mountain Trading Company in Conway, Arkansas. They are, I think this is their 4th store that they own, so they have a lot of selection. And we kind of looked into them. His dad ended up buying a kayak from them. They've got a lot of good brands that we like, so we're gonna go here, check out some kayaks, and take you with us. So we'll see you at the store. Alright, so we are back from Ozark Mountain Trading Company in Conway, and we have bought a kayak. But the things that we want to go through with you are the different types of kayaks. So first, you have a recreational kayak versus a touring kayak. Touring kayaks have a longer, narrower body. The more narrow, the longer the body, the faster and the straighter it goes, versus a recreational kayak, which has a shorter, wider body. It's more capable of turning and moving through maneuvering through like a river, but it has more stability. So the touring kayak is more suitable for open water.
Open water, longer distances, kinda.
Yeah, like a lot of times you see people on the ocean in a touring kayak. So the next style of kayaks that we're going to compare are more specialized kayaks, and those are going to be like the fishing and the whitewater kayaks.
Well, there's a huge difference between the fishing and the whitewater kayaks, but the fishing kayaks will be more designed for fishing. I mean, you're going to have rod holders that are permanently already installed. You're going to have places to put tackle boxes, places to put ice chests, places to, you know, put your odd and end things, maybe put a depth finder. Your whitewater kayaks, they're really short and fat. And I mean, they're basically designed to fit one person and maybe a small dry bag. But they're for whitewater rafting.
Yeah, they also have a curvature to them.
Yeah.
That you'll see that kind of helps get into the wave. So it's actually more what it's called as a rocker. So it looks like a little rocker. There you don't really have storage. You just have, like Caleb said, like a small bag space in the body. Basically
sitting in your lap, kind of, but
yeah,
or sitting between your legs. But
if you ever look at videos of creek kayaking, or you know, whitewater kayaking, river runs, things like that, you will see what we're talking about when we say like a whitewater kayak. The next option that we want to talk to you about is solo versus tandem. We do not float in a tandem kayak. We don't float in a canoe. There is a reason.
Yeah.
And that's because we don't want to be divorced.
If you want to test your marriage, that is one way to do it. Go get in a canoe.
We are both very, very opinionated in how we kayak. So we have solo kayaks, which that's not for everyone. Some people like the idea of a tandem kayak. If you're going...
Or a canoe.
Or a canoe. If you are going out together every time, and if you are good with working together, go with a tandem. If you are going out by yourself, most of the time, 95% of the time, or you're going, you know, with a group of people and you want your own boat, solos are out. So the next thing we kind of want to speak about is sit on top versus sit in kayaks. This is a personal choice. We prefer sit on top. Sit on top kayaks are self-draining. They're easier to get in and out of. They're more stable, but they are open to the elements. You're gonna get wet.
You're gonna get sunburned if you're not careful. If you don't put your sunscreen on, because you're just sitting on top of the lake or the water.
Reflective water.
Yeah.
But sit-in kayaks, you have more protection of the elements. They're typically lighter kayaks. You can do winter kayaking in them. You can add a bib, but you don't have to have a bib. That's something I want to kind of stress. So the little part that holds you in and kind of suctions around this area, that's the opening. You don't have to have that, but you can. If you're in a winter and you don't want to get water everywhere.
You want to try to stay as dry as possible. It helps.
It's a helpful piece. But those are kind of the differences between sit in and sit on top. They're good either way. Yeah, and that kind of leads us to our final point, is how to choose your kayak. And when you want to discuss how you're choosing your kayak, you want to look at what you're trying to get. Sorry, they're gnats. But what are you mainly going to do? For us, it's we're gonna float rivers like the Buffalo, the Caddo, the Mulberry, the Kings River, things like that. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun. We don't mind having the sun. We're not gonna probably do it during the winter so much. It's gonna be spring, summer months, fall occasionally, but that's pretty much it. So we are okay with a sit on top kayak, recreational version with
because that's what we use it for. We use it more for recreational than we do anything.
So we're okay with that. But if you're gonna go out and you want to go fishing on Lake Ouachita, and you don't really care about paddling and doing all that, an option for you is to get one of the pedal kayaks, which is literally your feet pedaling and giving you propulsion. You could paddle to steer, things like that. Sometimes they have rudders to help you steer.
They have actually some that you can put a trolling motor on.
Yeah.
I mean, they have came a long way on these kayaks. I mean, that's, you can put depth finders on them. You can put just all kinds of neat
fish
stuff.
Finders, whatever you want. You can pretty much put in it. You get a fishing kayak that has rod holders in every different place. I don't know why you need so many rods, but
that would be a tangled up mess.
But yeah, so look at what you plan to do. Are you going to constantly have someone with you that doesn't want to be responsible for their own kayak? Get a tandem. If you're wanting to do your own thing, or you're worried about your marriage because you feel like you might kill each other, get solo kayaks. But if you're looking for some sort of, you have a storage problem or a carrying problem, like you don't have something that you can carry it on or carry it with, get an inflatable. They're made with the same information, or the same information. They're made with the same material that whitewater rafting kayak or whitewater rafts are made with. They're very durable. It's like a PVC type material. And
they've surprised me. I've seen quite a few people on them, and I'm really surprised. I thought at first, I was like, there's no way I would take one of these things out. All I could think of is like a cheap inflatable that just, you hit a rock and poke a hole up, and then, well, I'm in the middle of the river and I have nowhere to go.
It's either a long hike or a long swim, one or the other. But yeah, you know, do that. Look at the different aspects for yourself on how you want to choose. But you have kind of like a basic knowledge now. Mm-hmm. The thing that I will tell you is, don't forget, get a life jacket. Mm-hmm. You need a paddle.
Yeah.
And for floating in Arkansas, I don't know about everywhere else, but I would recommend it there too. A trash bag and an inflatable koozie. Pack it in, or if you pack it in, pack it out. Leave no trace. Mm-hmm. Take out what you find. That's a really great thing to do.
If you see something, I mean, that you can haul out with you, please pick it up. It's just, we're trying to keep these places nice so everybody can keep enjoying them. Because if we don't, I mean,
then they'll close them off.
They'll close them off to people and quit having things so free to do.
And then the floatable koozie. Most people don't think about this. The reason you do this is so you don't lose that beer can just into the bottom of the buffalo. I mean, how awesome would that be, walking around and you step on a Dr. Pepper can or Keystone Light, or I don't know why Keystone, but
Bushwhacker.
Yeah, there you go. But this helps. Something I do is I go ahead and punch a hole in the sides and I wrap it around my neck.
With a little paracord or something.
And it just hangs right here. And this is my water bottle holder. Yep. So, also no glass. Ever. Yep. Never, ever, ever. So. Alright, so we hope you found this enjoyable and informative. Maybe it'll help you pick out your next kayak, or your first kayak even. And, you know, maybe we'll see you out on the river. So, we'll try to get you a picture here in a minute of Caleb's new kayak, and we will see you on our next adventure. We hope you enjoyed this and found it informational. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this and found it informative.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, we hope you found...
You look at the script.